Spurs Bros, welcome to episode 42 of the Spurs Bros Podcast. We have a new hat that we're giving away. We have new Spurs players that have been signed to the roster. Victor Wembanyama is top 5 in MVP voting, and we answer the question, how many games do you see the Spurs winning next season? Let us know what you think. How many games are we going to win? Put a comment down below, like this video, subscribe to the channel. We love the support. Thank you very much. Without further ado, here comes episode 42.
Spurs Bros, welcome to another edition of the Spurs Bros Podcast. I am your host, Alec Bogus, and this is my co-host, Reagan Keogh. Boys, this is the Davis Bertans episode, the Latvian Laser, episode number 42. Boy, oh boy, did I love me some Davis Bertans. Man, how'd you like?
And 40% from three on 3.5 attempts a game in 3 years with the Spurs. That boy could shoot.
Yep.
And we're shouting out Davis Bertans, which means naturally I have to give out some hate to Marcus Morris and honestly to Clutch for botching that whole thing. If you remember, we were going to re-sign Davis, but the only reason why we ended up letting him go, he ended up going to sign with the Wizards, was because we thought that Marcus Morris actually said, yes, I'm going to come sign with you guys. But in the days that it took for that deal to actually get ratified, I think the Knicks came in and said, you know what? We're going to offer you more. He didn't even end up finishing the season with the Knicks, bro. So all he did was put a wrench in our culture, in our locker room. He broke up the coffee gang. Bro, I was so sad watching Davis Bertans leave.
He did, man. And as we were kind of talking about, we kind of had a squad. I mean, we weren't, competing for a championship, I guess you'd say, but we did have still a gang for sure. We had, who was it? DeMar DeRozan, Patty Mills, DeJounte Murray, Jakob Poeltl, Rudy Gay, Marco Bellinelli,
Marcus Aldridge,
LaMarcus. Yeah, dude. Like that's,
yeah.
And then you add Davis, man, on that team. That would have
Lonnie
been
Walker, Derek White.
Yeah, Derek White.
Young, but yeah, dude, like we probably had a puncher's chance. And I feel like losing a 6'9" laser, right? 40% from three. I mean, we know he's not going to guard anybody, but like losing that versatile shooting at the 4 spot was tough. It was tough. The worst part of it was like, since we thought we had Marcus Morris, we didn't go out and look for somebody else at that position.
Yeah.
Davis signed with Washington. By the time Morris said, no, I'm good, there wasn't anybody left of nearly of the same caliber. So
that's right.
Yeah. Long-winded way of saying we miss you, Davis Bertans, and we loved you in San Antonio.
That's facts. And he did get the bag, a shooter who basically like nobody really knew outside of San Antonio. And I think he drastically underperformed. Maybe he had a decent season or so, but whatever. Yeah. That's enough.
I don't think he did that well. I don't think he lived up to that contract.
All right. So Spurs Bros, before we get into the main event, we wanted to bring up again merch. We've got merch. So as you can tell, the past couple weeks we've been slowly but surely putting out just new piece after new piece. My lovely wife, I had to give her a shout out. She's been behind all these designs and stuff. And so this one, I think, is her best work yet. I love the material. It's like a sort of like a nylon-ish material, and it lasts a really long time. And I love the design. I like the little retro Spurs, whatever, basketballs, I guess, with the Spurs Bros on it. Boom. So, folks, if y'all want one, let us know. Even better, though, I think, Reagan, we can probably one-up that. What do you think?
Yeah. Let us know if you want one. But we are going to do a giveaway this week. I guess technically next week, for one of these brand new Spurs Bros hats, the new design that Alex got on his head right now. So if you want a chance to win one of these hats, you need to do just a couple things. You need to go down in the comment section right now and leave a comment. The comment that you need to leave is Wemby. So comment Wemby in the section down below. You must be subscribed in order to win. And as a kicker, if you share on Instagram, if you share the link to this episode on your story and you tag us, then you'll get 2 extra entries. So 1 entry for leaving a comment, Wemby. You must be subscribed. You get 2 bonus entries for sharing the link to the episode on your Instagram story and tagging at Spurs Bros Pod. So we will do the live poll on next week's episode and announce the winner.
Beautiful. All right.
Yeah, we've already sold quite a bit. Like people are liking the design. So
for sure. I do like I said, this is my favorite one so far. So speaking of Wemby, I just heard, or I guess you just put it in our group message, that Wemby was listed as in the top five, or at least he was tied for fifth with Anthony Edwards for odds to win MVP of the league next year. How are we feeling about that?
Yep.
The other four are Jokic, Luka, Shea, and Giannis, which all makes sense. But that's crazy that they have Wemby in there at number five or tied for fifth. What do you
Respect.
think? Yeah, what do you think? I mean,
That's how I feel about it. Is like
yeah.
the NBA is on notice. They are not worried about his return from the DVT at all, and they know that this alien is coming for planet Earth in the form of the NBA. This man is here to make. If you remember, dude, before the Paris games and the DVT happened, and several weeks before it was actually diagnosed, he had reached all the way to number 7 on the MVP ladder. Like we were
Hmm.
floating around 500, and he was going nuts. He had a 50-point game,
Hmm.
was approaching a quadruple double a couple of games. He was playing fantastic basketball in his second year. He was the odds-on favorite for DPOY. He was
Yep.
going to make an All-NBA team, and he was 7th in MVP ladder per NBA.com. So, like, they're expecting him to take another leap. And fifth best odds, man, that's in that
Jeez.
company.
That's pretty
I mean,
wild.
that's 3 of the last 4 MVP winners, and Luka Doncic, who's
Yeah.
been first team All NBA for what, like 5 of 6 or 6 of 7 years in the league.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
that's respect the alien.
Yes, absolutely. Hey, and I mean, yeah, to add on to that, you had that 50-point game, the almost quadruple double game. Again, I keep on thinking back to the Christmas Day game. That was a banger. And then also that first game, all the way up until that first game in Paris. I don't know if you remember, but we played the Pacers twice
Yep.
and we crushed them the first time. And in that crushing, Wemby crushed. Like he was like the reason. I know he wanted to show out for his, for his people in Paris.
Yeah.
And so I think he had like a 30 something point game. There was a whole stretch. I remember this. We could probably pull it up of like where he just like
Yes. It was like 2 minutes.
2 minutes where he's like block, dunk, block three, block, block, block. It was like literally like three, 4 or 5 blocks in a row. And he just dominated and just, sent the people crazy. So up until that game, after that, we got crushed by Indiana, who, as we all know, went to the finals that year. So that was okay with me, I guess, in hindsight. And then came back, and that's when he started to not feel like himself. So yeah, man. What I also think that means is if he's going to win it, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but I don't think anybody will disagree with me. But if he's going to win this one next year, we're going to have to at least get to the second round of the playoffs. I mean, there's like no other way around that. Other than that, like there's no way that he can like crush and not make it to whatever past the first round. In my
Yeah. I
opinion,
mean,
I don't know.
again, regular season awards. So we have to basically be positioned as like a top 5 team in the West
All right,
for
going
that to
into
happen. If
right,
we're like the 8 seed or the 9 seed at the end of the regular season, and we've got a play-in game or 2 ahead of us to get into the playoffs, I think somebody else is going to get the nod.
hmm
Anybody that's above us, 2 or 3 spots above us in the standings, like the Thunder, are probably going to be top 1 or 2 in the West again. So
right.
Shea's the favorite with Jokic, but yeah, dude, if we're positioned top 5 in the West and Wemby's averaging something like 27 and 12 and 3.5 blocks, shooting 36% from 3 on 7 attempts a game, and
Right.
anchoring like a top 12 deep, dude, it could easily happen this year. He's that good.
Yes.
The odds are justified, is what I'm saying.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see. Now, to get to that top five, we're going to have to play pretty darn well, at least year over year increase in wins compared to last year. And speaking of wins, we already have a line. So San Antonio's over under win total is already set at 42 and a half games. If you remember, not too long ago, the eighth seed in the Western Conference, which was the Memphis Grizzlies, they had 48 wins. That's so
Whew.
crazy to me.
Dang,
I
God
cannot
dang,
believe
dude.
that many teams won that many games. Thunder 68, which was, all world. Rockets 52, Lakers 50, Nuggets 50, Clippers 50, Timberwolves 49, Warriors 48, Grizzlies 48. And then it was a big
That's
drop off.
crazy.
Yeah, Kings were 40, and Mavericks were 39. So, geez, I mean, that is, I mean, I don't remember the last time we've ever seen something like that strong of a top eight.
Been a
But
while.
that
Yeah.
said, what I'm trying to say is we're going to have to be way over that over if history repeats itself and we're basing this year's playoff kind of contention in Western Conference standings based on last year's. So yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Is it
I'm
possible?
smashing the over button, dude.
Smash it.
I am
Okay.
smashing it. If we
All right.
get a minimum of 65 games out of Wemby, which
Yep.
knock on wood, I think we will.
Yep.
And De'Aaron Fox, I know his pinky isn't 100% straight. It's looking, kind of like mine maybe. But if it's 90% of what it's supposed to be, this team is going to win 45 games at a minimum. There's no way that you have a top 6 player in the world and a top 30 player in De'Aaron Fox with the other surrounding talent that we have, and you don't win 45 games. I know the West is good, but we are younger than a lot of teams. Those Lakers and Clippers and Warriors teams are good, a lot of names, but they're older.
Yeah, they're older.
Let's see if they can really last that long of a season. This is a young team for the most part with a generational, all-world, ready to take off superstar in Victor Wembanyama, and De'Aaron Fox is right there reigning rookie of the year, Stephon Castle. We got the number 2 overall pick. We got Carter Bryant. We have got pieces galore, brother. And I see 45 games as our floor for this season.
Dude, listen, I think so too. Now, so a few things I wanted to bring up on this. One is if you project us to be better than we were last year, which I think everybody who covers, NBA does. If we play better, the Mavericks will obviously be better this time next year. How do you think the Kings will be? Around the
Dude, I
same?
think the Kings are a dang mess. They're not sold on the Levine DeRozan pairing. I think they're looking for a trade partner for DeRozan. I doubt he's in a Kings uniform after the trade deadline.
Okay.
The problem is there's no market for him right now, so we might be looking at some sort of sign and trade or a buyout or something in February. But overall, like the Kings are a mess. So yeah, I don't have any faith in the Kings doing anything of serious impact.
Okay. So yeah, the point I'm trying to make though is Warriors will be better, Mavericks will be better, Suns will be around the same, if not maybe even a little better, you could argue in some ways. Pelicans will be presumably better. I don't know when DeJounte Murray is supposed to be back from his Achilles, but I guess long-winded way of me saying I think it's going to be even more jumbled in that sort of really 3 through 8 or 3 through 10 spot. So I don't think the Timberwolves, Warriors, Grizzlies will get to 49, 48, and 48 next year because everyone's gonna be more competitive. So there's that. So that's on our side. And then you've also got, as you mentioned, our depth is way better. Here's the starters, and here's basically the bench. Starters: De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, probably Harrison Barnes at the 3, Jeremy Sohan at the 4, Wemby at the 5. Off the bench, that's Dylan Harper, Devin Vassell, Luke Cornett at the 5, Keldon Johnson or Carter Bryant, and
Yep.
that's not
And
even
Julian
including
Champagny.
and Julian Champagny. That's what I mentioned at the 3. That'd be
And then
perfect.
you got Kelly Olynyk to
Kelly
come in
Olynyk.
at the 4 or the 5, depending on the lineup,
That's
depending on the
exactly
night.
that's exactly right, dude. Like I don't know how you see that squad and don't at least I don't know. Am I crazy for thinking that? Yeah, I'm in your camp of like we're gonna smash that 42 and a half.
Yeah, dude.
Uh,
The floor to like I said, the floor is 45. We went from what was it, 22 to 34 games this
34.
past season. So we added 12 wins. If we had another 12 wins, that gets us to 46. I mean, we make the same improvement. And we did that with
Wemby.
46 games of Wemby or something like
That's what I'm
that. Like
saying. Exactly.
if we get a minimum 65 games of Wemby, we're not losing less than 45 games. There's no way.
I don't
He's
think so.
that good.
Yeah, I think so too, man. And again, he's going to have finally some help, right, on the defensive end. Like there's all these little things that come into
Yeah.
play. As Stuart mentioned last week, it's going to be super helpful if Dylan Harper can come in off the bench, assuming he starts off the bench, and just be that guy who he was in summer league, which was you didn't even really know that he had 16 points, but he just kind of is super under the radar, but it's just so smooth. If he's like anywhere like that, averages 12 to 15 or 16 like that, I mean that's a game changer. That's going to be at least plus however many wins just by that alone. Stephon Castle, I mean, dude, I was looking at his resume
Bro.
again, dude. Like we talked about
He's
this earlier in our podcast. Like he has one of the best resumes of any player who's his age at 20 years old. The guy, is like obviously a college champion. He was like freshman of the year. He was Big East this. He was McDonald's All-American. He was rookie of the year.
yep.
He was the
Slam dunk runner up.
slam
Yeah.
dunk runner-up. He won the what's it called? The rookies versus sophomores, the Rising Stars MVP. Like
Yeah.
all, dude, by the time he's 20 years old. And I mean, we've been seeing online how hard he's working with that guy, the guard whisperer, that trainer that he's got. So
Yep.
I mean, you can expect him to take a jump. Harrison Barnes is a professional, quintessential pro. Like he's just going to give you everything that we need. And then Carter
Dude.
Bryant on the
Oh,
defensive end. I don't know. I'm going
I love
off
it. I
rant.
love the
Yeah,
excitement though. Like
yeah,
this is what we get to look forward to for the next God 3 months until the preseason starts. But
yep.
man, yeah, I'm salivating at this roster. You know what else has got me hyped about this roster?
What's up?
We signed a man by the name of David Jones-Garcia
Ooh,
to a two-way contract. He
thank
will
the
be
Lord.
spending time in both Austin and San Antonio. And what did you say? He turned down other offers to choose the Spurs?
I think that's right. Yeah, I think I read somewhere. I don't know if it's true or
I
not, but
saw it too. I saw it
yeah,
too.
okay, yeah. That he turned down, I guess, some offers to go to Europe and play in Europe to go and continue his journey with the Spurs, which is hats off to him. I guess either he's betting on himself. He's still getting paid a really good salary if you look at it from his perspective, right? And where he came from probably. So like he's getting paid good salary and he gets to suit up in an NBA uniform and gets to run Austin and then just kind of, yeah, I mean, just keep on going with what he's got, man. I like the idea from
Yeah.
him and I respect it. It's awesome. Let's go.
I think the European offers were a lot more money than what he's going to get. And I think it's like 600 or 800K on this two-way contract with the
Okay.
Spurs. So whatever he was going to make in Europe was apparently more than that. But yeah, man, he gets to stay closer to home, being in South Texas. He's from Dominican Republic. He
Hmm.
speaks Spanish. Probably fits in well with the culture and the group of people down here. Kind of like Manu, Spanish-speaking player, fits in
Hmm.
with the fans pretty well. But yeah, first team all summer league. He averaged 22 points, 6 rebounds. He shot 53% from 3 point land across those 6 or 7 games in summer league. Nuts. You
No.
don't shoot 53% from three.
Yeah.
You shoot that from the field, maybe, but not from three. I mean, and again, it's
Yeah.
got Brian Wright written all over him. Why? Because he is listed at
6'5", 6'6", or whatever it is. Yeah. Yeah.
6'6" guard. So yeah, it's perfect for Brian Wright to lead Austin. And hey, if we have some injury trouble at the guard spot, if one of our top three goes down, you need to call him up for a couple games,
Yeah.
give somebody a spell. That's somebody that you can play 4 minutes a half to spot your guys and get them some rest based on what he showed in Vegas. So if we
Dude,
didn't do it, another NBA team was going to do it.
100%. And yeah, he's just got a lot of game, man. He's got a lot of game. And this signing, I'm not relating us back to our winning days quite yet, but it's we're starting to ratchet up and it's starting to remind me of our winning days. I've mentioned this on the podcast before of when we were in 2012, 2013, 2014, during when we were just absolutely destroying the league. I've long said that our bench could make the playoffs, like because we're that good.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying our bench could make the playoffs now, but what I'm saying is that like we're starting to get more and more guys on our team who you can rely on that you feel comfortable and confident being out there on the floor if one of our guys went down, right? Compared to, Blake Wesley, it's like, yeah, great motor. We love the guy, but
Congrats
like,
to him.
yeah.
He got a contract in Portland.
Oh,
Congrats to
good.
Blake.
Yeah.
Happy for him. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Him, Malachi, like just empty points and kind of like microwave bucket here and there in trash minutes. But again, just could not play a lick of defense. There's just a different feeling that I have now. I'm starting to get this, I don't know, sort of feeling of confidence more and more. Again, not saying that our bench or our
the
third
talent
string,
floor has been risen
that's what
from
I'm trying.
top
There
all the
you
way
go.
down to the bottom. Like even the bench and even the two-way guys, that level of talent and ability has risen compared to last year or 2 years ago.
Yes,
No doubt
sir.
about it. If you look at the bottom like 7 guys on the roster to even last year compared to now, the entire thing has turned over.
Yep.
And it's been raised. Guys like Cornette and Olynyk did not exist on the roster last 2 years ago. I mean, the comparison is literally Zack Collins. And if you've been watching the Spurs, this podcast for the last, however many months when we had Zack Collins, you know how I feel about that. You know how everybody felt about Zack Collins. So
Right.
things have risen. I completely get what you're saying. Is
Yeah.
this roster going to make the playoffs? The bench,
No.
is this bench going to make the playoffs? No.
But
But it's been elevated for sure. And you can rely on a lot more guys now in legitimate spots, or so we think,
mhm.
than what we could the last couple seasons.
Exactly. And yeah, that's what I'm and so Yeah, the thing that made me think this was again like you could probably plug and play David Jones-Garcia in a second, string role right now. He probably won't make obviously he won't make that right now, but like I would be comfortable with him being on the floor and holding his own, scoring here or there and like getting downhill or just knocking down open shots, whatever we need him to do. That is what I'm trying to say here. I'm feeling more comfortable, more
There's
confident.
gonna be yeah,
Yeah.
there's gonna be a time where somebody has an injury or needs a game of rest or there's a personal matter and we need some extra guard depth. And David Jones Garcia is gonna get called up to the big boys and they're gonna say, hey, you've got 2 games, 12 minutes a half, go out and show us what you got. And he's, or not maybe not 12 minutes a half, but 15 minutes in the game, show us
Sure.
what you got. And
Yep.
if that scoring translates, dude, then that could be a big breakout thing for him, and it's a good thing for the Spurs. No
Yeah.
matter if he's on this roster in a year or 2 years or whatever it is, this is a good move by Brian Wright in the front office. It got him on a two-way, zero money, zero hit to the cap. You can move on and focus on the next roster spot, which they also filled.
Yes, his name is Lindy Waters III. We all know him. We don't all know him, but
If you live
NBA
on the
hoop fans.
internet, you do.
Yeah, yeah. Lindy Waters III signed a 1 year, $4 million deal with the San Antonio Spurs. I do like the deal. I know Brian likes the deal because guess how tall he is? He's six foot
Is he
six.
6'6"?
He is absolutely 6'6". So I like it because he has shot 37% from three in his whatever early career so far. I guess 3, 4 years in the league so far. I think he played with Thunder and then he was with
Yeah,
Golden
he had
State.
his first 3 seasons was the Thunder who drafted him. Split last year between Golden State and Detroit. He started 9 games for Golden State last year. In those 9 games, he played 17 minutes, shot 37% from the field, 33% from three-point land on 4 attempts a game.
Yep.
I don't think he's playing much defense, but he's in there for his shooting capabilities. When he got moved to Detroit at the deadline, I guess, that went up to 39.5%. He shot 43.5%
Mm,
his last season in Oklahoma City 2 years ago. So
yeah.
dude can shoot. Like it's not going to move the needle much, but again, if there's an injury and we need some extra shooting capability, that's
Now
what
we
he's going to
have
be
it.
there for. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. It's like when we look down the bench or Pop or yeah, Mitch Johnson now was like kind of looking down the line whenever somebody went out or we needed to pull someone for whatever reason. You got, like, damn it, do I really want to play Blake Wesley? And like he can't shoot and whoever else. I mean, like Keldon was Keldon. We talked about him and he's a net neutral. You've got Zach
Streaky
Collins.
shooter.
Yeah, streaky
Yeah.
shooter. Like
Hey, this is the
that's what
the
I'm
Davis
saying.
Bertans episode. This is
Yeah.
like you look down the bench and you've got a laser down there ready
Yeah.
to come in and shoot a couple threes and probably make a couple of them. So that's
Exactly.
exactly what this is. You get in a pinch, you get in a bind. Barnes isn't making shots. Castle's not making shots. Harper's not making shots for you. Say Julian has an off game. F it. Lindy Waters, get in the game. Go shoot four
Hmm.
threes. See if you make 2 of them. Like,
Hmm.
get after it. That's what he's there for. So
Let's go. And
there's
so,
there's zero other reason to sign Lindy Waters other than 3-point shooting.
for sure, that's exactly right. Oh, and because he's six
Yeah.
six. I mean, so
Yeah, of
yeah,
course.
yeah. So, but dude, I mean, think about it. Literally, Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle, him, Keldon, David Jones Garcia, Dem Vassell.
Devin's 6'7", but same
Devin's,
thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
same with Carter Bryant. I'm thinking like 6'5" to 6'7", dude. Like
Yeah.
that's like seven guys, dude, on our team. Like no joke. That's unbelievable. And then Harrison Barnes is kind of right around there, 7'6'9" or whatever. Champagny is like what,
Um
6'8" as well.
Champagne's 6'7", 6'8". Yeah.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
just like we're just piled. I do again like the move. So that's two roster spots down. I think we have one more, and I think if I'm not
Yeah. One
mistaken,
standard spot and two ways.
okay, okay. So I was gonna
Yeah.
say Riley Minix. I mean, do you think he would get a two-way?
So I do think so because from what I understand as of this recording, sue me is don't sue me is
Hmm.
that the Spurs have tendered qualifying offers to both Riley Minix and Harrison Ingram for two-way contracts.
Mm.
Do I know, am I an NBA GM and do I know how the qualifying offer for a two-way contract really functions and when the deadline is for that decision? No, I don't. But if it's me, I'm giving a two-way spot to Riley Minix again. I
Yep.
think he would be better served, playing a ton in Austin and having a few call-ups to the main roster here and there. You need extra shooting, you need some extra depth. You want to be around the guys a little bit more. You do that. I think that would be better for him.
Hmm.
Harrison Ingram, whatever, I guess,
Whatever.
two-way,
Yep.
plays 75% of the games, 85% of the games in Austin. Um, I don't know, whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think if we sign Riley Minix and we let him be that last standard contract on the team, fine, great, good for him. He probably deserves it over somebody else. I guess there's nobody else, but whatever. But I think he would be better served on one of those two-way contracts, getting a bunch of run in Austin.
Yeah. I think that's, I think you nailed it there. I have nothing to add. I think that's makes
Okay.
a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you do with Harrison Ingram then? Like, do you want him to pick up that last two-way, or is there like maybe they go off for Dexter Dennis that shot the piss out of the ball in summer league, or anybody else that we're aware of? Would you rather give that spot to someone else, or do you want to give Harrison Ingram one more chance? I
This
mean, it's
is,
his second year.
it's a second year. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I would probably err on the side of, yeah, just doing that just
Yeah.
to see. But I mean, I would, if we did do the opposite, I'd be fine with it as well. But yeah, I mean, just from our perspective and how our culture is, I mean, why not? Yeah,
Yeah.
give him another chance and just see how he does. I mean, it's good to have somebody like him in Austin most of the games because obviously he's good enough to make our team more competitive, the Austin team more competitive. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
like
He'll play
that's
hard.
right. Yeah, he'll play hard and yeah, he'll score some buckets here and there, maybe. I don't know. And
Maybe not.
so yeah, so I don't know. I think that raises, as you just said earlier, about like raising the floor of our Austin team. Which I mean, if I'm talking like that, then he's probably not going to make an NBA
Yeah.
roster. But
Yeah.
still, like I said, it's good for the rest of the Austin team to just play and have that continuity and win and have that chemistry of winning together. So yeah, for that reason, why not? Let's just do that. Really, that's kind of the only things that are really on the agenda. It's kind of a slow week. We're probably going to start to see it slow down here pretty soon. Um, Nothing much
Now.
out
Yeah.
there. Yeah, except for I mean, we kind of already talked about this earlier in the podcast, but Zach Lowe, we didn't talk about this specifically, but Zach Lowe was talking on his podcast with somebody else. I guess his is it a
His
host,
guest, I
co-host?
forget his
Okay,
name.
his
Yeah.
guest about the Spurs and how he's really really high on the San Antonio Spurs going into next year. There's a clip that's been kind of going viral about it where he kind of encapsulates his reasoning. But I mean, Reagan, did you have anything like on there that you liked or that you wanted to share?
Yeah, I mean, I listened to the whole pod, and they did a full like 15-minute dive on San Antonio, which finally, because I listen to Zach Lowe's podcast all the time. I love him. And he had kind of glossed over San Antonio a few times. It's like, man, what's with the hate, bro? But I guess it was because he had been planning to do this actual long segment on the Spurs and what he expects. And both him and his guest felt bullish, optimistic on our prospects this season. They seem to be what, as they described, higher than a lot of other experts in the league. But they do think people are taking notice as to the moves that we've made, the depth that we've acquired, the way that we positioned ourselves, not only for this season, but also for going forward. They kind of had some commentary on the whole Giannis situation.
Mm,
And, so many people were upset that we didn't go out and make that happen somehow, even though Giannis has stated that he's staying in Milwaukee.
right.
But Zach Lowe kind of put it like he said, I think they just kind of said, you know what? I don't think this is a championship roster just yet, the same way that we did with KD. I don't think this is a championship roster yet. I don't think this is the piece that we need. 37-year-old KD, 60 million a year. I don't think that's the right price for us. We kind of like what we're doing here, kind of like what we have going. We want to sit on this draft capital. And just as Brian Wright has stated time and time again, there is a process that is a proven method to win in this league. You just saw it work with the Thunder. You stockpile assets, you develop your talent in house, you make smart draft picks, and you get a little bit of luck on your side, which the Spurs
Hmm.
have,
Hmm.
and you go out and win rings. And I think Zach Lowe agrees that we are right on that cusp of making some real noise in the playoffs. and maybe another season or two away from being legitimate championship contenders.
Whew. It's fantastic, man. I hope we
It's
get to
so
look
tight.
back. Yeah, I hope we get to look back in a year or two and just get to thank Brian Wright for saying no to all the things, all the shiny object, the girl in the red dress for years on years on years, and then just like taking all the heat from Spurs fans, kind of like Stu, basically. I'm looking at Stu of like every
Yeah, Stu,
move
we're looking
that,
at you right now.
yeah, every move that we did not make, it was always like, of course he did. Nah, yeah, now we should have gotten Giannis. We should go get this. We should just why not win now? That whole attitude. So I hope, man, I hope that we're there.
We're on the right path, and smart basketball minds think that we're on the right path. I put a lot of stock into Zach Lowe's opinion. He's been doing it a long time. He's very insightful. He actually knows the game very, very well, X's and O's, but also how the league operates and what types of moves are winning moves from a
Mhm.
roster management standpoint and what moves are not. So I put a lot of stock into his opinion, and to hear him kind of just heap praise onto what Brian Wright and the rest of the office is doing, like you gotta love that as a Spurs fan, that other people are recognizing us as a force that is coming once again.
Facts. Let's go. All right. Yeah. Any other things that you want to talk about?
Yeah, just one fun little story before we wrap
Yeah.
up here.
Yeah.
So Jeff McDonald, my favorite Express News Spurs beat writer, Jeff McDonald, moseyed on over back to Twitter. He makes an appearance maybe once a week, and he got, as he said, he dove headlong into some of the comments that were coming his way, and someone said that the team in '99. I don't want to bother getting into how this came up, but the 99 championship team came
Uh-huh.
up, and multiple people were talking about how that was still David Robinson's team, and Duncan was more of a Robin and wasn't a top, necessarily a top player in the league. Is overrated. And Jeff kind of came in and said, you have zero clue what you're talking about. And he then provided one of his favorite stories from that whole early Spurs championship winning era.
Hmm.
And he said, Spurs draft Tim Duncan. The very first practice, Pop makes David Robinson guard Duncan one on one, and Timmy kicked his ass. He said David Robinson then basically told Pop after practice, "Yeah, he's our number one. Let me know what I can do to help." And that was like I was there for it. I covered it. I know what happened. This is how it was. And he was telling other
Wow.
people, like, you don't understand. Anybody born basically before or after like 2000 just doesn't get the level that Tim Duncan reached his first 5 years in the league. Pre-knee injury, he said legitimately he was the best player on the planet without doubt. He was unguardable, unstoppable. You
Wow.
don't get it. And Hall of Famer, two-time champion, Olympic champion, top 75 player all time, David Robinson,
Oh yeah.
um, basically said, "Yeah, no, I'm good. Like I know I'm still like that, but no, this kid is it."
That's
Timmy's rookie
insane.
season. So yeah,
That is insane, bro. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I had no idea about that story. I'm not gonna lie. That's
I
awesome.
didn't either.
Jeez. Yeah, well, talk about humility, man. I mean, we knew that about David Robinson. Like he always had that, like, he's, if you've been around the community or like heard him speak or whatever it is, like he's just got, yeah, there he is. Yep, he's in your background.
Class act on the
Yes.
poster.
Oh,
Class
really?
act. An
Nice.
example of outstanding quality or prestige. That's
Dang.
him right there.
Dang. Yeah. Oh man, I love that guy. I love David Robinson. And smart of him to realize it, man. He's like, hey, I'll be sure, why not? I'll be 1A. And let this 22-year-old go or whatever, however old he was at the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. 22.
Geez, man. Wonderful. Which is, if you think about it, that's what Wemby's gonna be going into I mean, he's 21 right now, right? Or is he 22 right
Yeah.
now?
21.
Yeah, he's
21.
21. Yeah, 21 right now. He's gonna be 22 in was it January 4th.
January. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah. It's
I
his
mean,
birthday.
that's it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, I mean, geez, that will be it's kind of like the same timeline if you think about it. Wemby starting to
Yeah.
take over and Duncan coming in the league and already dominating, being one of the best in the world. That's awesome, man.
Can't wait.
Oh,
I can't wait for the season, man. It's gonna be tough sledding coming ahead, but stay tuned with us, man. We're gonna keep putting out episodes every single week. until we get to next season. So stick with us. Let us know if there's, topics you want us to cover, whatever it is. We could do a mailbag situation. You got questions for us, but please, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget, we're doing the giveaway next week. So leave a comment underneath that says Wemby for a chance to enter. Got to be subscribed to win. And if you add the link to this episode on your Instagram story, you will get 2 extra submissions. If you don't win, that's okay. The hats are still available for purchase. And we just need a few more sales of these hats to get us upgraded on the software and make this podcast all sorts of better, brand new, updated for season 2 of the Spurs Bros Podcast. So please support, guys. Really appreciate it. And from Alec and me and all the Spurs Bros everywhere, go Spurs, go.